We are born to dance. Dancing changes the way that we feel and think. It boosts our self-esteem and can make us smarter, stronger and happier. We communicate through dance. Just as the way we move is influenced by our emotions, so we can recognise a person's emotional state from the way that they move their body. What's more, our own subconscious movements are influenced by our hormonal and genetic makeup. So dancing brings together our body, our mind and our hormones. No wonder it's such a powerful activity that can make us feel fabulous. In the Dance Cure, I take you on an adventure as I explore our urge and desire to dance. It's a story older than civilization, one that predates language and which set the rules of human societies before the birth of organised religion. A story packed with conflict, jealousy and forbidden love. As a dance psychologist and teacher, I've witnessed the way that dancing has changed the lives of hundreds of people. Some years ago, a woman in her late 30s used to come to my dance classes. Each week, she would arrive 10 minutes before the class began, and I would ask her the normal new student questions. Had she danced previously? Did she have any injuries? And each week, she would have to remind me that she wasn't a new student, that she had been the previous week. Yeah, and we'd both laugh nervously. This happened 4 weeks in a row, much to my embarrassment, until I finally understood what was going on. The studio I taught in had a mirror, and on the 4th week I taught some of the class using the mirror. In other words, I'd look in the mirror, my students would be behind me and I'd be dancing away. As I scanned the people in the class, my eyes alighted on a woman I didn't recognise, a woman I hadn't seen at the beginning of the class, and I was thinking, oh, somebody hasn't paid. And then, when I turned to face the students and everyone stopped dancing, I recognised her, the woman I kept forgetting. And suddenly, it all came clear. There was a complete disconnect between this woman's persona outside the studio and inside the studio. On arrival at the class, she looked anxious, tired and worn down. She would walk to the changing rooms with an awkward, heavy gait. But when she danced, she came alive. Her eyes were bright, and she appeared taller and more relaxed. She moved with light-footed steps, and her arms flowed. When she danced, she looked so content. In that moment, I saw the power of dance, how it can transform a person physically and psychologically, connect them with themselves. I've seen this transformative power in both men and women, old and young. I've seen it in people who have danced for many, many years. And I've seen it in people for whom dance is a brand new experience. I've seen it in businessmen who have previously told me that they don't, and indeed cannot, and most of the time absolutely will not, dance. And it has nothing to do with how good a dancer somebody is, nor is it about any particular style of dance they do. I've seen it in people when they've been dancing freestyle in nightclubs, getting really groovy, or performing ballet and other classical forms such as Indian dance. I've seen it in modern forms of dance like jazz and tap and contemporary dance, in couple dancing such as ballroom and Latin, and in social forms of dance like line dancing. What all these forms have in common is that they involve particular movements that require communication between the brain and body. And it is these movements that can connect people with their psychological centre and connect them with others. Now, a special sort of beauty is perceivable in people when they dance. I don't mean beauty in a physical sense. The beauty that is visible through dance has nothing to do with the size or shape of your body. It's about the kind of beauty you show when you're happy, worry-free, and living in the moment. It's like when you're in love. Dance connects people with the here and now. A ballet teacher of mine once said, "Dance is movement, and movement is life." Dancing brings the life essence of a person to the fore. In my case, dance has been transformative in an eminently practical way too. In chapter 1 of the book, I explain how I transformed myself from a professional dancer with no academic qualifications into a scientist researching at Cambridge University, and how I got there through dance. Indeed, it was largely thanks to dancing that, well, at the relatively late age of 23, I learnt to read, and that was tricky. A huge amount of research has been done on dance in the fields of neuroscience, cognition, biology, medicine, anthropology, and evolutionary theory. And the scientific evidence is clear. It shows that we are born to dance, and that the act of dancing plays a very important role in our lives. In this book, I describe how dance brings about specific psychological and physical changes. Psychologically, it affects both our mental processing, i.e., what and how we think, and our emotions. Dancing can have an extremely positive effect on the mind by reducing anxiety and getting us to focus on the self and living in the immediate moment, the here and now. People report a wide range of emotional responses to dance. Some cry, some laugh, some feel proud or happy. Others become very serious and intense. Physically, it enables us to control tension, like I get here, and relaxation in key areas of our body, causing us to move with a different purpose from, say, when we walk to get from A to B or run for exercise. I explain how our psychological and physical states are intimately related, and how making a change in one of them will lead to a change in the other. It's amazing, all from our movements. Having explained the science, I'll show you a whole range of practical ways in which you can use dance to improve your life. Using laboratory-based evidence, I've created a unique set of combos and dance routines tailored to produce particular effects and emotional changes. The way we move our body affects us at different levels. Some combinations of movement can calm us and improve our mood. Some can make us feel energized and focused. Some can help us to think more creatively and speed up our problem-solving ability. And still others can make us feel more robust and confident. When we dance, we change the way that we think, feel, hold, and express ourselves. And these changes are evident to the people around us. Dance is one of the most powerful forms of communication that we have. It changed my life, and it can change your life too.